Hello, I'm James van Bregt. I'm the editor of the Yachting Itineraries for ESTELA Shipping here in Palma de Mallorca. We've just released the third edition of the guide, the 2019-20 edition. Each year we produce this at the start of the Mediterranean season, and we create it especially for super yacht captains and owners and crew and guests and for everybody on board as a useful resource and hopefully as an entertaining read. It's full of really interesting information, we think. We hope you think so too. So please bear with us for a few minutes, have a quick look at the following video. We'll show you some of the highlights in this year's guide. Hope you enjoy. The Yachting Itineraries is essentially an exclusive travel guide, rather like a Lonely Planet book but for elite travellers. The book is full of high-quality itineraries that are designed especially for visitors on board a super yacht. The content is created specifically for captains, owners, guests and crew, so you can use the book to inspire your guests and suggest new destinations and activities. The guide is designed to be a useful resource during your trip with lots of tips and important information about the places we visit. Let's take a look at the 2019 edition by ESTELA Yachting here in Mallorca. On the front cover, now the Y is clearly not the first yachting publication to feature a beautiful girl on the front cover, but there's more to this one than meets the eye. You see, every edition of the Y carries a different theme which we draw from the featured destination each year. And this time the destination is Rome, with the theme being the Roman Empire, inspiring our cruise along Italy's western coastline. Did you know that Emperor Caligula was the world's first super yacht owner? Well, our cover girl is in fact the goddess Diana, to whom his yachts were dedicated. Caligula commissioned two enormous luxury barges, call them super yachts if you will, far larger than most yachts we see today. But the most remarkable thing about this historical fact is that these vessels were to be used on a small landlocked lake, just half the size of New York's Central Park. You will find the true story of Caligula and his yachts inside the book. But of course, Caligula is best remembered in history for other reasons. This young emperor created the original Bunga Bunga party, but the real reason for his famous debauchery is more complicated than simply an overactive libido. In the guide we explain all, which may surprise you. And talking of Bunga Bunga, we also travel to Sardinia. Here we tear ourselves away from shopping and sunbathing in Costa Smeralda with some alternative suggestions, such as boar hunting or visiting the miniature albino donkeys on Asinara. If you're heading for La Maddalena, do check out the latest rules and regulations before you go. You'll find those in the blue section at the back of the guide. If your guests are camera shy and value their privacy, then steer clear of Capri, obviously. And perhaps check out Ponza or the even more obscure Ventotene. Did you know that the European Union was an idea born in this former prison colony? Around these isles in the Gulf of Naples, you'll also find some of the finest scuba diving in the Mediterranean, and we tell you the best places to find a great variety of sea life. If your guests prefer their sea life on a plate, however, the guide lists the best restaurants in each area. While in Sorrento, we'll tell you where you can find the most amazing, unique wine cellar. In Viareggio, we give away our secret find, where you can eat like an owner on a deckhand budget. Yes, really. Elsewhere in Tuscany, you may not know that in recent years, Florence has become one of the finest places in Europe to shop for artisan handmade goods. And if your guests are looking for that exclusive item that they won't find anywhere else, you can delight them by directing them to Florence's ateliers listed in the Y. You can also discover what makes the city of Lucca so special, and what draws affluent modern-day Romans to the weekend retreat of coastal Argentario. Because ESTELA Yachting is based in Mallorca, with offices in Barcelona and throughout Spain, Each year we include updates on the Balearic Islands and lots of other information relevant to captains planning on entering Spanish waters. Did you know, for instance, the ultimate sanction for placing your anchor or chain on the Posidonia seagrass is a custodial sentence? So, even if the boss has a relaxed attitude to paying fines, you might want to pay close attention to the updated rules in the back of the guide. Here you'll also find a link to the app that can keep you out of a Spanish jail. The details are on page 286, where we tell you the do's and don'ts around the Balearics, including the best places to take on fuel. In Ibiza, we've created the Ultimate Beach and Cove Guide, which you will find both in the book and online. And talking of Ibiza, did you know that here you'll find the world's most expensive restaurant? Sublimotion is something very different, offering a dining experience to a very select number of diners each evening. The good news is you can win dinner for 2 people at Sublimotion in 2020 by entering our fantastic photo competition in a prize worth €3,300. As usual, we also include some suggestions for yachts wintering in the Caribbean, with an Antigua update and a visit this time to Guadeloupe to explore what the French Caribbean has to offer. Did you know, for instance, that Guadeloupe is inside the EU? Its currency is the euro, while if you need provisions in the region, the island's hypermarket shelves are just like those you'll find anywhere in Europe. But the best reason for visiting Guadeloupe has to be the scuba diving. Jacques Cousteau considered it to be among the best in the world. And if you do happen to find yourself down in the Coral Garden off Pigeon Island, make sure you get a selfie with the sunken bust of the great man himself, with his trademark woolly hat. If you don't yet have your copy of the Why, let us know, and we can get one to you. And if you do already have yours on board, let us have your feedback, and don't forget to enter the Sublimotion competition. You can enter multiple times, and if you can't make it to Ibiza yourself next season, you can even donate your prize to a friend, so why not have a go? We're looking forward to seeing your pictures.